Murdoch, first driver out alongside Drake Tip there in row 6. And the rest of the 39 drivers are ready. Senior light is underway as we go down to turn number 1, and it's a good start for Brady Eichhoff as he leads the field. And a couple drivers are off there, and that looked like they might have been from the inside of the top 10. So we already have lost 2 as they go wide out of turn 1 and 2, and the leaders will take us out of turn number 4 and up the crest into the horseshoe section for the first time today. Good start at least for what looks to be the first kind of 3 rows. I think they're safe. We're well on, but it's a full line of cars, and we're already side by side for third. Eli Fox to the inside for 4th position there. He'll get through to get himself back, gets crossed over, and they're still side by side, and this battling further back. These are all the drivers outside the cut line trying to get themselves up and into the top 10 here as the day continues to roll through the green corner. Side by side for third, Fox as well. Door to door, and I think that might be Logan Prince or Tyler Root. Looks like Tyler Root to be the Rootless Karting OTK. Side by side still, Root hangs on. So it's Tyler Root in the 3rd spot. Eli Fox in that 4th position. Again, all those drivers still inside the top 10 safely. And while they are fighting a good bit here with a couple spins further back in this LCQ, the more they fight, the farther back they'll fall towards the clutches of 10th place. So it looks like we got 8 cars in this lead pack. There's 9. Here's 10th and 11th, the bubble spot together at the end of lap number 1 here, Dave.
Yeah, currently the 10th place is even great. So that's the all-important 7. Yagasai has to get up 1 more spot. Top 10 so far, Brady Eichhoff, Logan Prince, Tyler Root, Eli Fox, David Baker, Jackson Barr, Shabashi, Pierre Thompson, Quentin Murdoch, and Brady top 10 so far. We hate that cut truck. We hate to send anybody home. So somebody's got to go home.
There'll be a lot of guys going home. Here's a look at it. They've got side by side for the bubble spot further back while the lead pack continues to fight. Eli Fox gets through on Tyler Root. That's the all-white machine for Eli. The black and orange X3 of Tyler Root there falls back to 3rd. That 10th place group now is starting to get a little bit bigger, though, as it looks like one of the Invaders maybe has worked its way past both Nagisa Yoshikawa and Ethan Gray. If not, that'd be Ethan Gray. As one more, that's Ethan Gray there in the 221. He gets shuffled, and Ethan Gray now goes from safely in the show to outside the show as he drops back a number of spots. Still going backwards here, as there's a few drivers that have made some major moves. Nagisa Yoshikawa is now up into 10th, but keep your eye on that viral art that just went by. That's David Barnes. He had to start way back, tail end Charlie, 32nd. He's up 16 spots so far, continuing to move forward with 8 laps to go here in this LCQ. David Barnes is on the charge to try and race his way into the Grid National Championship final. Could he do it from 32nd on the grid as he runs in 15th right now? That'd be a mega charge. Remember we talked to you yesterday, the biggest mover was Ryan Cassidy, picked up 30 spots. David Barnes doesn't have to pick up all 32 from starting 32nd. He needs to pick up 22 to get into that top 10 and to transfer into the main event. And again, while these guys in the lead pack are all safely up front, the more they battle, the more guys get into the mix, and all of a sudden you go from being safe to not so safe there, because now it's 9 cars in the lead group in 10th here with Nagisa Yoshikawa, and everyone else is closing on in.
Yeah, normally we'd be real close to 10 to the front, 2, 3, 4 cars. This time we're not. We're watching that 10, 11, 12, out back there. Everybody up front is going to be everybody behind. Not a whole lot of action, not a whole lot of people in the front. Remember, this is a long race. Hold on. All right, take it back. 10 laps.
10 laps, 7 laps to go now as they put 3 in the books. Eli Fox is pushing with Brady Eichhoff up front. They're staying single file. That's why we're watching this group further back here. Will Lawler, fastest car on the racetrack with the white gloves there. He's getting a little bit of help from Brooks Anderline. Will Lawler just at the fastest lap of the race. He's up 12 spots so far from 23rd on the starting grid. Will Lawler is now about to make a move to get into the show. Will Lawler to the inside there. He gets through and clear in the number 10 and takes over, and he'll bring one of the Cole Nelson Racing Invaders by, trying to get by at least. That was Brooks Anderline trying to follow. Now he'll end up losing a spot. Coming through is Drew Zuck. Drew Zuck up 7 spots, making 8. He's now climbing forward. I believe on maybe a VLR, if I'm not mistaken. No, it looks Tony Kart there for Drew Zuck, the number 28. So he gets forward, and just like that here now, more drivers close on in. Toby Quetz, David Barnes, Caden Drummond, all in the low teens. Fox has taken over the lead. More battling at the edge of, this is for 11, Nagisa Yoshikawa trying to hang on as he's now fallen outside the show in the 98 car. And on his bumper, he moves up there in the 28 looking to go by. So is Brooks Anderline. Caden Drummond is right there as well as they go on the short chute. Nobody able to get by Nagisa Yoshikawa. He's trying to hang on, and there's nearly contact, and Nagisa's off the racetrack. He's going to spin! Oh, and he collects one more than 376. Caden Drummond was an innocent bystander, so frustrated. Nagisa Yoshikawa was just hanging on for dear life, though, Dave Mack. He could see his chances getting further and further up the road, out of shot of him making the final. He was trying to hang on and fight the pass, and he ended up getting pushed off the racetrack, kept his foot in it, and that wet grass here early this morning spun him off to the wayside. So he's out now. 5 laps in, 5 to go at the line. We've just shaken up the bubble spot conversation. Will Lawler is trying to work his way further safely into the field as he closes up to a few more. But here's the update on the lineup as they work their way on down to the front stretch this time. Cross flags from Jason Burgess, halfway in, halfway home. The leaders have broken away, and now it's only 4 in the lead pack, and the back half of it is no longer safe as they go through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. Going off the track. That does happen though, and there's going to be a bumper today.
Well, another driver on the move is Ragan Saville. He's also closing in on getting himself into the big dance. He and David Barnes were faster than most drivers last time by. They're still a second back from the bubble spot at Drew Zuck, who is running by his lonesome here. They're trying to catch up to him. There is David Barnes, and he's leading Ragan Saville. So this group is 11, 12, and 13 there with Brooks Anderline on the Cole Nelson Racing Team blue, yellow, Invader go-kart. So coming into the infield here by battling more just inside the top 10. This is going to back them up. This is great news for 11, 12, and 13. They're just out of frame. There they are. That is, again, just outside the bubble spot, trying to catch them with 4 laps to go. With as fast as these guys are, Ragan Saville up 18 spots. David Barnes up 21. They are so close to getting into the main event here. They can see it, that the bubble spot, they're just up the road for them. Drew Zuck in the 28, Logan Prince in the 319 is less than a second away with 4 laps to go. 2 of the fastest cars on the racetrack are closing in to try and punch their ticket to the big show on Sunday. This is going to be exciting here in these last 4 laps, Dave.
Absolutely. Ragan Saville and David Barnes watching that. That's all the best things.
Oh, one of the leaders just pulled off the racetrack there at the top of the hill. I don't know if that was one of our leaders or not. Just bailed out into the scale line. So either that was a lap car or that was one of our leaders that just went straight off the racetrack and into the scales. It might have just moved David Barnes into the show. Well, Will Lawler there, he's continuing to climb up the order. He's now up 16 spots, I think maybe up 17. And this is a pass for the transfer. I think David Barnes goes through on to Logan Prince. Prince is off to the side. He's having to let cars by. I think he might have got a penalty flag or something. Logan Prince is dropping back the 372. Or no, that's 8 Shibashi. 8 Shibashi, the 372, having to wave guys by. He must have got a penalty flag for something or out of mechanical. So now, what does the run order look like as David Barnes and Ragan Saville are trying to see if they're now safely in the top 10, as dropping back more on the factory car is still 8 Shibashi. Barnes is in, Saville is out. David Barnes right now on the rear arc is the last driver in the race at the moment. He is there right there on the red and white colored machine. Saville behind him in the all-black trackside karting services GFC is just in tow. And then there is Brooks Anderline. So the 2 at the end of this pack are on the outside looking in, but all of them, this goes up to about 6th or so with Pierre Thompson. So Pierre Thompson is the first driver in this group. He now gets shuffled back as going by is Drew Zuck in the 28. He gets through. Will Lawler will follow. That's for 6th and 7th, just ahead of everyone battling to get in. And now Saville to the inside. David Barnes has been shuffled back. He gets through. That's, I think, on Logan Prince in the white helmet. So Logan Prince might be out. Saville and Barnes are in for a moment. Brooks Anderline working with Saville, going to let him through. He'll stay on the outside. These guys are still charging. It's not over. We're coming to 2 laps to go right now. Eli Fox continues to lead the way a couple seconds up the road with help from Tyler Ruth. Our focus is on the bubble spot, though, but a good run continuing as the double sticks fly. 2 to go here for everyone as we cross the line. And the new driver on the bubble is Ragan Saville. He is at least on the bumper of David Barnes. He's got a little gap out back, so he might have just raced his way in. It would be a 20-spot net gain for the all blacked out entry of Ragan Saville. It would be a 23-spot net gain for David Barnes. And you start, I mean, these guys started basically at the back, almost on the last row, to make it all the way up into the top 10. They weren't sure if they were going to get there. They've gotten there. Barnes now looking for another spot. This is just going to move him higher up the grid. This isn't to fight to get in. He's just got to be smart about it. He's side by side with the 18 of Pierre Thompson for 8. Has to give way. Ragan's going to go by. And guys, all three of you, whether you know it or not, you're safely in, but you fighting has just brought Brooks Anderline in the invader. He's on the outside looking in to try and get into the race. And now he's got a chance because side by side is the 18 of Pierre Thompson. He's now back to the hot seat. We're coming to the white flag. And 10th and 11th are bumper to bumper of who goes into the main show your day. It doesn't get more exciting than this.
Yeah. So many spots pick up. 42 spots. Do you think they know if they're in the 9 or 10 races that they're able to count one out of the track?
You would think so. Or maybe getting a signal as well from their parents or mechanics on the sideline saying, hey, you need one more spot, because they pass them right here at the brink corner, so they know. And this is it. David Barnes and Ragan Saville, they're 8th and 9th just up in front of them in the two-car pack. And in 10th, on the bubble, Pierre Thompson is trying to hang on, trying to survive. He knows that he's losing a little bit of speed, and Brooks Anderline is ready to try and race his way in and get around him. But Brooks is too far back there in the cell tower. Only maybe seen 1 or 2 more passing chances in the rest of the last lap because they don't have enough speed with most of these guys' gear ratios this year to get by them on the start-finish line straight. You got to go either here in the green corner or in the scoreboard corner coming up. They're battling in front of them as David Barnes goes back around Ragan. That's not for the transfer. Now he's defending that spot. I don't know. The invader might not get in there of Brooks Anderline. Meanwhile, at the front, for the lead and the win, Tyler Ruth, Eli Fox will cross the line here as they round the back hairpin just up the road from these guys. That's the battle for the transfer. It'll be Tyler Ruth getting around Eli Fox. He'll win the LCQ. Fox second. Everybody else is through. And here's the bubble spot. To the line. You counted them. You can see him celebrating. Pierre Thompson hangs on and just survives to transfer in. Brooks Anderline, first guy on the outside looking in. Oh man, it was so close. 2/10 difference at the line of whether or not Brooks Anderline was going through to line up on the grid for the main event in 60th with that final spot unofficially. Although so far no penalties shown, no black and checkered. But outside of anything in tech, Pierre Thompson is the last one to get in to the senior light final. Ragan Saville charges his way through, gets in at 59. David Barnes, 24 spots picked up for the Canadian. What a run. Quentin Murdoch.